The Amazing Race Canada is back for a 7th season, and it premieres tonight. 10 teams of racers will once again push themselves outside of their comfort zones in a non-stop, action-packed adventure. Joining us with more this morning is the host and Olympic gold medalist, Jon Montgomery. Good to have you back.
Thanks for having me. It's exciting.
Congrats on season 7.
Bananas, right?
Yeah, so good.
Hard to believe.
Number 7. You, this time around, have people from all backgrounds and career paths. There's doctors, software developers, a yoga instructor, bare-knuckle boxing world champion.
Yep.
How has this season been maybe a little different than years past?
Well, they're not all going to employ their professional skills, thankfully, because Dave, as a bare-knuckle boxer, would definitely take the cake in the most physical competitor. But as the show showcases year after year, it's not always the most physically adept, but it's the team that deals with the mental challenges the best.
100%. You know, one of the great parts of the show is not only watching the dynamics, but getting to see so much of our great country. You highlight Canada so well.
It is. It is like a travelogue for our country. People to be inspired to go to places they've already been, to revisit it as a different aged person, or to be inspired to go and explore our backyard for all the amazing communities, people, and national treasures that we have in our backyard here in Canada.
It's one of the great parts of the show. All right, what is up for grabs this season? What are some of the challenges that the teams are going to tackle?
Well, the challenges are the star of the show, and the racers are the ones doing it. So we're not going to give those away, but I can tell you that they are going to take home the greatest cash prize giveaway in Canadian TV history once again. This year, they're going to be getting two, of course, of the 2019 Chevrolet Blazer RSs, the $250,000, as of course they've always done. The trip around the world for 2, but the coveted crown is really what they're racing for, and the bragging rights to be Amazing Race Canada champions.
You've been doing this a while now. What, in your opinion, are the characteristics that make up a winning team?
Well, it's not being former lovers. Exes should never be on the show, I promise you that. Any other relationship dynamic is fair game, and if they can collaborate, synergize, all these catchphrases that we hear in our workplaces these days about collectively pooling resources to accomplish greater things than we could do individually, that's what the show is about, and those people that embody that spirit and that type of an attitude are the ones that ultimately prevail.
Who would be your Amazing Race partner, Jon?
Well, I have to say my wife all the time. You can't not say your significant other. But I would also maybe take either one of my sisters. They'd be good.
Oh.
My mom would disown me. I know that for sure. We're too similar, and we would definitely fight.
See, why would sisters be? Is it because you can fight with them but know that you'll still be able to carry on?
That's part of the relationship dynamic that is necessary. You need to be able to fight nice. And if you can't fight nice and have your moment and get it out of your system and know that that person still loves you, that they still care for you, that they're going to pull you along even though you might be displaying a crappy attitude at that moment, that's to be expected, because we are pushing these people so far beyond the limits of what they feel is possible on a daily basis that it's almost impossible not to have a come apart emotionally, mentally at some point. And getting that back together, you need a person that you can fight with that loves you unconditionally, and you need to feel supported in that moment.
You get to have the coveted role, Jon, of being there. So while we watch from home and you see like the falling apart moments and you cringe, what's that like to be actually there for those moments where, you know, things maybe aren't going so well?
Well, I'll tell you what, as the host of the show, I never get to see the entirety of what happened on that day until I watch it as a fan with my family. And we are super fans of the show. It sounds weird to say that you're a fan of something that you are a part of, but I'm past the cringeworthy moments where I'm on TV and I hear my own voice, and I'm riveted by what actually transpired on the day, because I don't see it. I don't see any of what they actually do. What I do is share 5-10 minutes with them on the mat at the end of the craziest day of their lives. And I get to share that moment, feel that energy from an individual who's just been embodied with the notion that they can do more than they ever thought possible. And sharing that with the racers in that moment, it's truly special. And look, it's not cold in here, and I'm thinking about just that, and I get goosebumps thinking about it.
Those are real goosebumps.
They are, and you never forget energy. Your body always remembers energy. And when I think about sharing that energy with those racers on that mat, it's such a privileged position to be in, and I treasure it, honestly.
As a gold medalist, you would understand that feeling for sure. Jon, thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure, thanks for having me.
All right, season 7 of The Amazing Race Canada premieres tonight on CTV. It starts at 9 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.